everybody, my name's Leslie Mann and this is Nagini. She's a ball python. They're a pretty typical exotic pet. They're also known as royal pythons. The reason they're called royal pythons is because African royalty used to wear them as jewelry. It is said that Cleopatra actually wore them as bracelets, but the fact is that's probably not true because they are an animal and they don't want to be handled that much. Now, the reason they call them a ball python is because they like to roll up in a ball. She's pretty relaxed right now, so she's not rolled up as tight as she could. But typically what happens is they'll roll up and they'll put their face inside and you can actually roll them like a ball. But she's pretty relaxed. She likes us a lot, so she doesn't typically like roll up like that. She is a non-venomous constrictor, which means that she likes to grab and squeeze her food as opposed to injecting it with venom. The difference between venom and poison, because that's a typical response. A lot of people say, my snake is poisonous, and your snake's not poisonous. Poisonous means that you have to ingest it like a mushroom. You have to ingest it in order for it to hurt you. And venom means that they actually have to bite you to hurt you. And she doesn't do that. She could squeeze you, but she can't hurt you because she's too little. She's about 3 years old. She's a rescue. Her previous owners were very mean to her. She has scars all up and down her sides where you can see that she was neglected. She's just now shedding properly. Now, snakes shed about every few months. They'll turn a nice bluish gray color and then they'll just slough it all off like a sock. And the scales are made out of keratin, which is just like our hair and our nails. It replaces all the time. And so now that she's having these good sheds, that's actually really good indicator that she's happy and that she's healthy. A female will get to about 3 to 4 feet long. A male will be shorter than that, usually about 2 to 3 feet long. As you can see, she's got a forked tongue that she uses to sense out smells. She's examining because she's usually not allowed on the table. They also have Jacobson organs, which are all those little pits that are around their face. Those are also heat-seeking pits that help them locate their food. Now, she is a Meatysaurus. She's a carnivore, so she likes to eat meat. They eat small mammals, birds, rats, mice, some little lizards. But she typically gets a medium rat. About once a week. They can go months without eating, actually, but we don't let her do that, and she typically doesn't go without for very long. I think the longest she's ever not eaten was about 3 months, but it was just because it was winter and it was real cold and she was kind of hibernating. Now, a ball python can live for about 20 to 30 years in captivity. In the wild, they live about 10 years. Now, when I said that they live in the sub-Saharan Africa, that means that they live in the more Sahara, where you think about the dirt, the tall trees. They're not really a tree-dwelling snake. They live on the ground. So she likes to hang out in her cage on the floor. She doesn't like to climb too much. She does like to stroll around on the floor, which is kind of fun. The dog's terrified of her, which is kind of funny because she's not that big. Now, a ball python also breeds, just like any other animal. They lay eggs. They lay about 3 to 11 leathery little eggs. They'll bury them under the ground, and then the females will kind of shiver on top of them, which produces heat, which incubates them. Males will be about 18 months old, and a female will be about 36 months old when they decide that they're going to start breeding. Now, Nagini lives in captivity, and she doesn't have a mate, so she might lay an egg, but it won't ever get fertilized, and so we just have to take it out if she doesn't eat it. They make great pets because they're very docile. They don't typically bite. They also are very small. This is about as big as she's gonna get. They can live in a 30-gallon aquarium. And they're pretty docile, so you can just kind of manipulate her. You can wear her, and she doesn't typically attack. Now, sometimes, like right after she eats, she wants to be left alone, which is normal because if you don't leave them alone, then sometimes they'll regurgitate their food and you don't want them to do that. Now, as you can see, she is beautiful. Now, the way snakes get around is they have these long, flat scutes on the bottom, and they kind of act like teeth, so they grab and pull. Grab and pull. They don't have legs. I know, she's so pretty. And that's how they get around. She's very strong. She actually could probably hurt us if she really wanted to, but most ball pythons don't. They're runners. They get scared and they ball up. That's why they're called ball pythons. So if you ever wanted a exotic pet, I highly recommend the ball python. They're very low maintenance. They live a long time, which is something to consider when you are purchasing your pet. You can also do plenty of research and make sure that you have an exotic pet veterinarian that services your area, because sometimes they do get sick, and then what do you do with them? If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to come up and speak to me, and have a good day.